Right, good morning. So, I was going to go out and do a ride this morning, and then thought of all the routes I normally do, and I just couldn't be bothered to do any of the usual routes. So, I'm doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I threatened to do it a couple of months ago. It's a thing called tile bagging. Just have a look where I am at the minute. This road, man. This is about 2 miles from my house, and there's a really good reason why I've never ridden it before, because it's like a wall. So yeah, there's a car coming down now. In fact, I'd love to see this, the steepness of it. So yes, I've made some notes because my memory at the moment is terrible. So in good sort of preparation style, I've made some notes. So yeah, it's called tile bagging. And what it is basically is on GPS, every single bit of the world is divvied up into 1 mile squares, and cyclists being cyclists have found a way in which they can actually compete on this. So you can, if you ride through one of these 1 mile squares, you've sort of got it, you've bagged it, and there's sort of three, see, I'm referring to my notes because it's really complicated. There's 3 competitions you're trying to, I don't know, achievements, whatever you're trying to do. So one is just to get the most squares. So I've got about 4,600 squares that I've ridden through, you know, in my entire time. The next one is your biggest cluster. That's quite complicated. So it basically means that each square you've got has got to be completely surrounded by other squares that you've ridden through. And then the one that I'm doing today, which is called your max square, which is basically making the biggest collection of squares you can into the biggest square you can. So mine at the moment is 6 by 6. I think if I do this ride today, which I've plotted, which is about 14k, I'll have gone to a 7 by 7. So yeah, and you're quite bobby, ain't you? It's like, it's either this or, you know, trying to stick a hook in a fish or something. People spend hours doing that, don't they? Or, you know, standing on motorway bridges looking at trucks. Same thing really, isn't it? You've got to do something.
So this is what I'm talking about. What you've got here is, if you can look at the sort of square in the middle, that is my 6 by 6 square currently. So what I'm planning on doing is to ride these 5 squares here. So that's 2 of them there. Those are the big climb I was just talking about. And then go up to this one up here. And then these 2 here, where there aren't actually any roads in this cluster here. So this is going to be a bit inventive, shall we say. But we'll get up there and have a look anyway. There's a sort of access road in. But yeah, so those are the 5 squares I'm looking at. And then as you can see, because I've got those squares, my max square should extend to a 7 by 7. Good stuff.
So this isn't particularly a bad view, really. I've not been up here before. I think I might have driven down it, but I've not ridden it. It keeps going up. I cannot tell you how hard that climb was. There is a reason I've never climbed that before. There's a climb which is in one of those top 100 climbs called Stocks Lane, which runs sort of zigzags that, and that's just the way up the back that goes straight up. It's the worst climb, and that is a killer. Stocks Lane is one of the hardest climbs around here. That's worse. That does about the same height distance in about 2 kilometres as opposed to 4 on Stocks Lane, I reckon. The view's worth it. It's pretty good. So see, that's the worst climb over. That's bagged me 2 squares. So we'll carry on. I've got another 3 squares to go, and it's going to get interesting when I get to this reservoir because it's technically not a road. So with my usual level of planning and chaos, it's probably going to end up with me being arrested or shot or something. So we shall video that. Yeah, so we'll carry on. It's a bit of downhill now. Eee. Look at that. So it's the adventure is going well. We're going to drop down when we get to the top of this hill. I think we're dropping down into that resi I was talking about. But I've never been up here. My house is just down there somewhere, and yeah, just perfect. So you know when I talked about the chaos, yeah, that's kind of happened. So I want to go over there, through that gate into that castle. But I don't think the people that own the castle want me to go through, because there's about 1 million private notices up there. My other option is to go through that chicken coop and down there past that public footpath all the way down into that valley, and then hope that I can somehow find a path up to the resi. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So we've got 3 squares today. We haven't got the 2 I wanted, but that moor over there, that's Midgley Moor basically, and we do a lot of mountain biking on there, and I can see some trails up and over there. So I'm reckoning I can do that another day from that direction. Now I'm kind of getting into the square bagging now, you see, because this is the working it all out and planning, you know, and recognising when you might actually get shot by somebody who owns a castle, you know, and thinking, well, I'll come at it from another angle. So yeah, I've had my Audax map out and I've thought about it, but I think we're going to call it a day today and maybe just go and do a little local loop or something. But it's good, this. I'm enjoying it. You know, what place to find? Right on your doorstep. So yeah, another fail video, but no mechanicals, and I'm not technically lost. So just I'm not where I want to be on this one. But yeah, we'll do it again, won't we?
And there we go, look, we've got a new big square, so isn't that great? You can actually see where I've filled in the bits that I didn't have before, over here. So yeah, this bit here, wasn't it? It's down here, this one here. So yeah, and those up here sadly would have actually meant, I think I'd have gone to an 8x8 if I'd got those. Might be wrong, I might have needed another one. No, I'm not sure actually, but yeah, you can see anyway, those are the 2 there that I really need to get now. So I've been very close, look, when you go down High Brown Knoll, you can see where the red line is. So close to that valley. I think that's when we got lost a few weeks ago actually. So yeah, we need to figure out a way to get down that side of that hill into that valley and up the other side. Anyway, thanks for listening and watching, and I'll let you know if I'm doing some more.